What up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Downtown Melo, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Monday, April 2nd, 2018, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. I hope everyone had a great Easter weekend. Jurassic World director Colin Trevorrow has signed on to helm the next film in the rebooted sci-fi franchise. Executive producer Steven Spielberg told EW.com Friday Colin Trevorrow is going to write and direct the third Jurassic World story. Trevorrow co-wrote and directed 2015's Jurassic World and penned the script for the upcoming Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom with Derek Colony. A Munster Calls director Jay Bayona directed Fallen Kingdom, which is due in theaters June 22nd, Variety reported. Trevorrow said in a statement, "It's important to this franchise that we welcome new creative voices to keep our storytelling fresh and alive. I'm thrilled with the tension and beauty J.A. has brought to Fallen Kingdom, and I know writer Emily Carmichael will add another layer of emotion to the concluding chapter of our trilogy." Spielberg kicked off the dinosaur franchise by directing the first two blockbusters in it, 1993's Jurassic Park and 1997's The Lost World Jurassic Park, then served as a producer on the subsequent installments, with Joe Johnston helming 2001's Jurassic Park 3 and Trevorrow reviving the series with Jurassic World in 2015. Spielberg is now on the promotion trail for his latest cinematic adventure, Ready Player One. Netflix's Twitter account posted an April Fool's Day video showing actor and filmmaker Seth Rogen going over the paperwork for the deal they're supposedly signed. The minute-long clip is captioned, "Netflix acquires Seth Rogen in an unprecedented business move." The video shows Rogen reading aloud the dodgy documents, which says he has relinquished, quote, "ownership of mind and body to the entity known as Netflix Inc., hereby known as Seth's owners." The 35-year-old funny man said, "Phew, I should have read this before I signed it. If it worked for Adam Sandler, it would work for me, I guess, right? Let's do this thing." The streaming giant also posted another video that jokingly touted new technology that could replace any television sitcom laugh track with Rogen's trademark chuckles. Netflix development executive Jared Chumley said in a fake press release, "I have known Seth for many years. After a rap party in late 2017, Seth approached me and said something like, 'Jesus Christ, Jarbear, I would sell my entire soul for an enchilada right now.' And so basically that was how the idea was born. In the end, we settled on a price a little higher than the standard Chili's to-go entree, but I'd be damned not by that much." Netflix Chief Operations Officer Karen Shartwell says, "The world really is our oyster here. There really isn't anything on earth that we can't make him do." Seth Rogen's Hilarity for Charity fundraiser special for Alzheimer's awareness and research is scheduled to stream Friday on Netflix. Rogen is known for his work on the TV shows Freaks and Geeks, as well as the films The Disaster Artist, Steve Jobs, Pineapple Express, and The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Ryan Reynolds has responded to rumors that his 6-year marriage to actress Blake Lively is in trouble. Reynolds retweeted a link to a report from the International Business Times India on Saturday with the headline, "Deadpool Ryan Reynolds and why Blake Lively struggling to spend quality time." Reynolds' swift response was, "I wish I could use a little me time." Reynolds and Lively, who are parents of 2 young daughters, were photographed together in New York on March 22nd at a premiere for the film Final Portrait. Dogma and Clerks filmmaker and actor Kevin Smith says he has lost 26 pounds since a massive heart attack February 26. Smith tweeted Friday, "It started March 8th, and now 4 weeks later, I've lost a small child worth of weight. Doc told me to lose 50 pounds, and I'm now over halfway to that goal. Ironically, this heart attack was the best thing to ever happen to my health." The 47-year-old star was filming a new stand-up special in Glendale, California, when he started feeling ill and canceled his second show to head to the hospital. Doctors discovered Smith had a 100% blockage of his left anterior descending artery and underwent emergency surgery. He has been recovering from his health crisis and spent a day last week at Disneyland in California with his wife Jennifer Schwalbach Smith and their daughter Harley Quinn Smith. Campbell Scott, Tamara Tunie, Alana Obach, Kelly Hu, Mark Bukas, Amy Steth, and Jen Ponton have joined the cast of AMC's Dietland. Based on the Sarah Walker's 2015 novel, the 10-episode series from Marty Noxon was filmed on location in New York City. Starring Joy Nash and Julianne Margulies, it's scheduled to premiere June 4th. A synopsis reads, Dietland follows Plum Kettle, ghostwriter for the editor of one of the New York's hottest fashion magazines, as she struggles with the self-image and sets out on a wildly complicated road to self-acceptance. At the same time, everyone is buzzing over news reports about men accused of sexual abuse and assault who are disappearing and meeting untimely violent deaths. Noxon serves as an executive producer, writer, and showrunner. She also directed multiple episodes. ABC announced Friday it has renewed its family sitcom Roseanne for an 11th season. Channing Dungey, the president of ABC Entertainment, made the announcement. The show's season 10 debut, which aired Tuesday more than 2 decades after its season 9 finale, had an average audience of nearly 22 million viewers. Dungey said in a statement, "We're thrilled that America has welcomed the Connor family back into their homes. The show is as fresh and relevant today as it was when it left the air 21 years ago. We can't wait to see what the Roseanne team has in store for next year." Returning for the original series about the blue-collar Connors in Langford, Illinois, are Roseanne Barr, Laurie Metcalf, John Goodman, Sarah Gilbert, Lisa Goranson, Michael Fishman, and Sarah Chalk. Arnold Schwarzenegger is in stable condition after undergoing heart surgery, according to his rep. Daniel Ketchel gave an update Friday to the Washington Post after the 70-year-old actor had surgery in Los Angeles. Ketchel confirmed only that Schwarzenegger is recovering after a heart procedure. He says that's the most important part. TMZ reported Schwarzenegger underwent emergency open heart surgery after developing complications from another procedure. The emergency surgery is said to have taken several hours. Source says Schwarzenegger, who previously had an aortic valve replaced in 1997, went to Cedars-Sinai Hospital Thursday for a catheter valve replacement. The star experienced somewhat complications after the procedure. This Is Us star Christie Metz recently split from her boyfriend. The 37-year-old actress who plays Kay Pearson on the NBC series confirmed on Friday's episode of The Wendy Williams Show that she called it quits with Josh Stansel. She told host Wendy Williams, "I'm dating myself currently." Metz met Stansel on the This Is Us set where he worked as a camera grip. She said Stansel moved on to another show prior to their breakup. The star said, "We're still friends. I'm always friends with people who I was previously with, which is important to me, because you care about the person, you just don't dump them off." Metz has said in an interview with People published Tuesday that she's open to dating, but not in a rush to find a new relationship. She says, "I want to date. I love to meet someone organically, but I'm not really in that headspace." Metz, who was previously married to Martin Aiden, also discussed the possibility of marrying again. She says, "Maybe if it's the right person. I love love. I'm probably the most romantic, gushy, lovely person." This Is Us completed the second season this month. The series co-stars Milo Ventimiglia, Mandy Moore, Sterling K. Brown, and Justin Hartley. Sammi Giancola says she passed on the Jersey Shore reunion to avoid potentially toxic situations. The 31-year-old television personality, aka Sammy Sweetheart Giancola, explained her decision to not return to the Jersey Shore family vacation in an Instagram post Friday. Giancola, who's dating Christian Biscardi, wrote, "I have chosen not to join the show this season because I am at a completely different place in my life right now, focusing on my businesses and relationship." She says, "I'm not the same person as I was when I was 22. At 31, I'm currently extremely happy in every aspect of my life and want to avoid potentially toxic situations." Giancola had a volatile relationship with Ronnie Ortiz Magro during Jersey Shore's original run on MTV. Ortiz Magro, who is expecting his first child with girlfriend Jen Harley, will take part in the reunion. Giancola said of her co-stars, "It was a difficult decision as I love my roomies. I've decided to focus on me, my future, and what truly makes me happy." She explains, "I will forever be grateful to Jersey Shore and everything it has brought to me. I've just decided to live my life for me these days. Also, I'm forever grateful and thankful for all of you. Special shout out to my fans." Jersey Shore originally had a 6-season run from 2009 to 2012. Ortiz Magro, Nicole Snooki Polizzi, Jennifer J. Wild Farley, Mark the Situation Sorrentino, Paul Baldi DeVecchio, and Vinny Gagliano and Dina Nicole Cortez will return for the Jersey Shore family vacation, which premieres April 5th. Lindsay Lohan's lawsuit against the makers of video game Grand Theft Auto V was dismissed in the New York Courts of Appeals, who deemed that the actress's likeness was not used in the game. Lohan sued the game's developer Rockstar Games and its publisher Take-Two in 2014, saying that the best-selling title used her likeness without her permission for the character of Lacey Jonas. The character was featured in various marketing materials leading up to the release of Grand Theft Auto V in September of 2013 and was portrayed as a troubled Hollywood star who is constantly harassed by paparazzi. The lawsuit was pushed forward in March 2016 despite Take-Two's attempts to get it thrown out as a trial judge sided with Lohan's legal team and wanted to hear what they had to say. An appeals court then reversed that decision in September 2016, citing state civil rights laws and stating that the publisher did not use her name, portrait, or photo, resulting in Lohan's privacy not being violated. The New York Courts of Appeals agreed to dismiss Lohan's privacy claims despite concluding that a computer-generated image may constitute a portrait under state civil rights laws. Attorney Judge Eugene Faley noted the Hollywood Reporter, here the Jonas character simply is not recognizable as plaintiff is as much as it merely is a generic artistic depiction of a 20-something woman without any particular identifying physical characteristics. He also added, it is undisputed that defendants did not refer to plaintiff in Grand Theft Auto V, did not use her name in Grand Theft Auto V, and did not use a photograph of her in that game. Moreover, the ambiguous representations and questions are nothing more than cultural comments that is not recognizable as plaintiff. Teen Mom OG star Caitlyn Lowe is feeling way better following her return from rehab. The 26-year-old television personality gave an update on Thursday's episode of the Coffee Convos podcast after seeking treatment for trauma in January in the wake of a miscarriage. Lowe told podcast host and Teen Mom 2 star Caitlin Lowell, everything is going really good. Just, the therapy, being a mom, getting back in the swing of things, sort of. She said, I feel way better. I did a whole med switch. I did generic testing and found out that the medication I was on for 5 years doesn't even work for me. So they put me on different medications, and they seem to be working really well. The star explained, it all stems from the trauma in my past, so I'm going to have to keep digging deep into that. Lowell returned home February 26th after checking into a rehab facility in January for a third time. She previously sought treatment for suicidal thoughts after her miscarriage was documented in February on Teen Mom OG. The star said of the show of losing her unborn child, I feel like maybe it just wasn't the right time. Thank God for kids and husbands. If they weren't around, I probably would have offed myself seriously. Lowell, who shares 3-year-old daughter Nova Lee with husband Tyler Bellateria, encouraged her followers to take care of their mental health in a tweet Thursday. She responded to a fan who praised her for getting help. The star wrote, I could have took my own life, but I sought help. People are just ignorant. What would be better, me getting help or Nova Lee not having a mother, and at Tyler Bellateria not having a wife? Hashtag keep talking MH. Cameron Diaz says she's totally down for a Sweetest Thing reunion. The 45-year-old actress who played Christina Waters in the 2002 movie said in an interview with Entertainment Weekly that she's semi-retired but interested in reuniting with co-star Selma Blair and Christina Applegate. She said in a joint interview with Blair and Applegate, who portrayed Jane Burns and Courtney Rockcliffe, I'm literally doing nothing. Applegate responded, I'm literally doing nothing too. I'm semi-retired. I haven't been working for years. I'm a mom. That's what we do, so I'm around, man. Diaz agreed, I'm totally down. I'm semi-retired too, and I'm actually retired, so I would love to see you ladies. The Sweetest Thing star says that they would prefer to reunite than to have a reboot cast of new actors. Applegate jokingly said in the sequel would be titled The Sweetest Thing, the Geographic Years. Blair said of her character's purple elephant moment in the original film, I'd have a daughter in it and it'll happen to her. Or a son, or it'll happen to him. I think we have a storyline, guys. Anyone in? I'm not retired. Applegate responded before Diaz agreed, I'd come out of retirement for it too. And Diaz agreed, I'll do it. Blair has backpedaled in a tweet this month after telling Metro that she would, quote, would like to do a sequel to The Sweetest Thing, but that Diaz was retiring from acting. The actress clarified, breaking news, guys, please. I was making a joke in an interview. Cameron Diaz is not retiring from anything, and for more breaking news, I am now retiring from being Cameron Diaz's spokesperson. The ABC soap opera General Hospital marked its 55th anniversary with installment producer Frank Valentini describing in a tweet as a love letter to fans. The episode, which aired Friday, was set up as a black tie party to remind Max Gale's character Mike Corbin, who's suffering from dementia, about all the people he has known and loved. Corbin's adult son, Sonny Corinthians, who plays Maurice Bernard, can be heard saying in a voiceover at the top of the show, "I've been thinking a lot about memory, how much it defines us, how much our character is built from it, our personalities, our loyalties, our souls. They are a response to what came before. We are the sum total of the connections we've made and the people we've lost." Corinthians continued, "Memories are the building blocks of our identity. Without them, who we are would be lost to us." Appearing in the episodes were actors and characters associated with the shows for many years, including Leslie Charles' Monica, Jackie Simmons' Bobby, King Schreiner's Scott, Christina Wagner's Felicia, John J. York's Mac, Lynn Herring's Lucy, Wayne Curve's Ned, John Lindstrom's Kevin, Steve Burton's Jason, Lancey Lee Graham's Alexis, Fiona Hughes' Anna, and Laura Wright's Carrie. The episode featured the longtime friends and, in some cases, frenemies reminiscing about their common experiences. Vintage clips from the beloved soap were interspersed throughout. Among the iconic former Denzas of the fictional town of Port Charles, who appeared in the old footage were Tony Geary as Luke, David Lewis as Edward, Meg Wiley as Leela, John Barandino as Steve, Rachel Ames as Audrey, Kimberly McLaughlin as Robin, and Stuart Damon as Alan. Co-writer Shelley Altman told SoapOperaDigest.com, "You can do time out of the time and just stand by itself," which I think the episode does, but at the same time, you do want to move forward with story. This is an opportunity that really did afford both of those things for us because Mike being at the center of the event for which the anniversary is played. We were able to honor the history of the show in, I think, a big way, but also laid out hope for the future. Disney Theatrical has announced it's bringing its stage musical The Lion King to Antarctica. The show is set to open at the 2,000-seat Ice Theater on April 1st, 2019. Resident director Michael O'Donnell said in a video posted on YouTube Saturday, Julie Taymor, the original Broadway musical's director, has decided to reinvent the entire show so it suits the locality. For instance, emperor penguins are quite populous in Antarctica, so our hornbill Zazu will now be turned into an emperor penguin. The blockbuster show, which is based on a 1994 animated movie, has played all over the world since 1997. Featuring music by Sir Elton John and Tim Rice, the story is about a young lion who tries to wrest back control of his late father's kingdom from his uncle and his hyena henchmen. XXXTentacion is number one on the U.S. album charts. Coming in number 2 on the Billboard 200 is Metallica's Hardwired to Self-Destruct, followed by Black Panther, the album music from Inspired By at number 3, Logic's Bobby Tarantino number 2 at number 4, and Migos Culture 2 at number 5. Running at the top tier are The Greatest Showman at number 6, Scott McCreery's Seasons Change at number 7, Ed Sheeran's Divide at number 8, The Decemberist, I'll Be Your Girl at number 9, and Post Malone's Stoney at number 10. Steven Spielberg's sci-fi fantasy Ready Player One is number 1 on the North American box office, earning $41.2 million in receipts this weekend, BoxOfficeMojo.com announced Sunday. Coming in at number 2 is Tyler Perry's Acrimony at $17.1 million, followed by Black Panther number 3 with $11.3 million, I Can Only Imagine number 4 with $10.8 million, and Pacific Rim Uprising number 5 with $9.2 million. Rounding up the top tier are Sherlock Gnomes at number 6 with $7 million, Love, Simon at number 7 with $4.8 million, Tomb Raider at number 8 with $4.69 million, A Wrinkle in Time at number 9 with $4.7 million, and Paul, Apostle of Christ at number 10 with $3.5 million. And now let's take a look at what happened on this date in entertainment history. On this date in 1972, the great silent filmmaker and actor Charlie Chaplin prepares his first voyage to the United States since 1952 when he was denied a re-entry visa amid questions about his leftist politics. Born in Britain in 1889, Chaplin first became famous as the Little Tramp in Mack Sennett's Keystone comedy films. Over the course of his 4 decades in Hollywood, Chaplin was one of the motion pictures industry's most accomplished figures, writing, producing, directing, and acting in such gems as The Gold Rush in 1925, City Lights in 1929, Modern Times 1936, and The Great Dictator in 1940. With Douglas Fairbanks, Mary Pickford, and D.W. Griffin, Chaplin founded the United Artists, the first major movie production company to be controlled by filmmakers instead of businessmen. Led by Senator Joseph McCarthy and the House Un-American Activities Committee, anti-communist hysteria had Hollywood in its grip by the end of the 1940s. Chaplin earned special scrutiny on account of his tumultuous private life, marrying several times to extremely young women. He was also the target of a paternity suit in 1943, which he lost, and his public support of leftist political causes. In September 1952, Chaplin and his fourth wife, Una, the daughter of the playwright Eugene O'Neill, were en route to London for that city's premiere of his latest film, Limelight, when they were informed by U.S. Immigration Services that Chaplin would be denied a re-entry visa upon his return. Bitter and angry, Chaplin vowed never to return to the United States. He moved with his family to Switzerland and never made another American film. Over the years, anti-communist fervor died down in the United States, as did the animosity between Chaplin and the American government. In 1972, Chaplin planned a return visit to America to accept an honorary Academy Award. He traveled first to the British Overseas Territory of Bermuda, where he prepared on April 2nd for his flight to the United States. The following day, according to a report in the New York Times, Chaplin arrived at New York's John F. Kennedy International Airport on Eastern Airlines Flight 810 at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. As his wife guided him by the elbow to the waiting limousine, Chaplin blew kisses to the nearly 100 people, most of them members of the press, who had gathered on the airfield. Some 200 other spectators watched from behind glass in the Eastern Airport terminal. Chaplin spent 4 days in New York, where the Film Society of Lincoln Center honored him in a tribute. He then flew to Los Angeles for the 44th Annual Academy Award ceremony. The 82-year-old Chaplin received a 12-minute long standing ovation from the audience at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion that night, and was visibly moved as he accepted the award, which honored, quote, the incalculable effect he has had in making motion pictures the art form of the century. Also on this date in 1974, The Sting sweeps the Oscars, and ragtime composer Scott Joplin gets his due. The name Scott Joplin is now nearly synonymous with ragtime, the loose, syncopated musical style that swept the nation in the late 19th century and laid the groundwork for the emergence of jazz in the early 20th century. Yet the most important figure in the history of ragtime was virtually unknown as recently as the late 1960s. It was then that a grassroots ragtime revival began making Scott Joplin and his music known within a growing community of dedicated enthusiasts. It took the star-making power of Hollywood, however, to transform him from a relatively minor cult figure into a household name. The transformation was completed on this date in 1974, when the musical score to The Sting earned Scott Joplin a share of an Oscar more than 5 decades after his death in 1917. The Sting starred Robert Redford and Paul Newman in a story of good guy comedy in 1930s Chicago. Ragtime music had passed out of fashion more than 3 decades before the events depicted in The Sting, but director George Roy Hill had fallen for Scott Joplin's piano music after hearing his son play an album by classical musicologist and ragtime revivalist Joshua Rifkin. Hill gave the job of scoring The Sting to a young Hollywood composer named Marvin Hamlisch, who worked largely from 1909's sheet music to arrange and orchestrate 6 of Joplin's compositions for use in The Sting, The Melancholy Solace and the upbeat The Entertainer, most prominently among them. Historically, accuracy aside, Joplin's music proved to be an incredibly effective choice for evoking the mood of Depression-era America. The Sting and Marvin Hamlisch both had big nights at the 46th Annual Academy Awards on April 2, 1974. Sting won Best Picture among 7 total Oscars, and Hamlisch won 3, including Best Song and Best Dramatic Score for The Way We Were, along with the award for Best Song Score and/or Adaptation for The Sting. The win for the Joplin-based score of The Sting brought the ragtime revival to the mainstream. Less than 3 weeks after the Oscars, The Entertainer was released as an instrumental single, reaching number 3 on the Billboard pop charts in mid-May, while the soundtrack album for The Sting reached number 1 spot on the album charts simultaneously. At the Grammy Awards the following year, The Entertainer helped prepare Marvin Hamlisch to win in the Best New Artist category, prompting Hamlisch to call Scott Joplin the real new artist of the year in his acceptance speech. And as your entertainment report for Monday, April 2nd, 2018, I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeartRadio iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app. Search for the Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all.